everybody.
Hello.
I'm Joe, that's Glenda.
Yeah.
I'm Glenda.
I'm Joe.
I think you know that.
Yep.
At least most of you.
It's hot out here.
Yes, it is. It's humid today. We had a 3/4 of an inch, or no, a 1/3 of an inch
Yeah.
of rain last night.
My gauge said 30 hundredths, so I don't know.
But that means that the neighbor's gauge may say
An inch and 30.
an inch and 30 hundredths.
They always have an inch more than I do, so I don't know.
I think it's the way you've got it stuck in the backyard. Maybe.
They got a bigger mouth on their gauge.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if that's the difference or not. The high was supposed to be 90 today, and tomorrow it's supposed to be 96, 97.
Yeah.
Next 2 or 3 days, very
It's
hot.
supposed to be hot.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to get any more rain until what, next Sunday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Well, that's better than Sunday.
Yeah.
And my sister went down, there's a place down Kansas south of us near where we grew up that it's called Alco Springs. And there's a kind of like a table type thing. The spring comes over that, falls over that, and into kind of a limestone base. It's natural, but when the water table's low, it doesn't flow very much. And she said that she was down there, they were hiking, and she said there was just a trickle, there really wasn't much. And she was surprised with all the rain we had. But I think we just don't have the water table up enough yet.
No, it's just,
We look at the river and it's still not very high.
when we get a rain, it just soaks in because it's so dry.
Well, and it needs to soak in.
Yeah. She got a haircut yesterday.
Yes, I did.
Her sister cuts her hair when she has time.
Well, my hair's better short. It cooperates better.
Fan feels good. If it wasn't for
Yeah.
the fan, it'd be horrible out here.
Well, you could go out and do a rain dance, and
Yeah.
what we really need is a breeze dance. I don't know.
There's not
Does
much of
anybody
a,
know of a breeze dance?
there isn't much of a breeze either.
Well, nothing's moving.
Not much.
Up there, just a little bit.
A couple leaves are moving. That's about it.
Yep. There is one thing I wanted to bring up, and I'm not saying that I'm upset with anything, but I've just discovered something about myself, and that is, when it comes to requests, there may be times when I'll have to turn one down. Because I'm not a schooled artist. I am a folk artist. I look at examples of what other people do, and I will try to use, if they have a method that'll work for me, for the rain on this one that I'm doing. And I think there's some things that I do better than others, and I don't mind challenging myself. But there are times when I may just have to say no. Because, well, this one, I've had ones that take, 3 or 4 days before, but it's just because of layers. But this one's kind of kicked my tail pretty good.
It's stressing her out. There's some
Yeah.
things that stress her out too much.
Yeah, with my anxiety tendencies and stuff, it's better that and I have had a problem with blood pressure in the past, but I don't think that's a problem right now. Anyway,
There's some things she may have to just say, no, I can't do.
yeah. But I'm gonna finish this one. I'm to the point where what's left to do is not as bad. It's not that bad. What's left is mostly just putting some limestone rocks around and making lightning and finishing off some trees, and that's about it. So I'll be able to do that tomorrow, no problem. The hard stuff I've gone through already. And I know a lot of the harder stuff I make hard for myself. And so because I want to make it better than what I can do, I guess. But anyway, it's up to me to say no. I just want you to think about it before you ask me to, do a copy of Da Vinci's Last Supper. No way, no way, no way. I'm kidding. No, I know none of you would even ask that. But it is pretty out. The rain is made. We had such a dry spring. Generally, we expect rain in the spring. And the heat is normal. I mean, the heat this time of year, that's normal for summer, but the spring, generally we expect to start getting some really good spring rains in somewhere in April, early May. And it was just a very dry spring. Everybody was watching for drought. Well, we were in drought alerts. We were in what they call red alert for fire, possibility of fire. And I think there were a couple of fires, like, grass fires or something. I don't know if that was this year or not.
Some places have it, okay.
Yeah, I remember there being at least one or two reported. So, but it's greened up now, which is good. But I think probably we're in a lower drought zone.
And whether you get rain or not, you still get weeds. They grow in any kind of weather.
This is true. They don't care if it's dry or wet, they just grow.
Yeah. If the grass don't grow, the weeds will. So you mow the weeds.
We are lucky to have a weather alert system or weather pages that we can go to on the computer, and then there's several weather things on television that they'll tell us what kind of allergens are prominent or most likely that day, and if it's a good day to be out. If you even need an umbrella, they'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's kind of nice, because we used to have to guess. We were growing up, and it was a guess. I mean, there was a weatherman, but around here, even the weatherman told us now they have more ways of. They've got like 3 different ways to figure out the weather, and so they kind of put all that in a. They put it in a bowl and stir it up and say, no, but it used to be the weatherman would say, we are in Nebraska. If I give you a weather for tomorrow and it doesn't happen, expect it at least in the next day or 2. That's kind of how it was, or how it still is sometimes. What was it, a week or 2 ago? They kept saying we were going to get rain, and it just kept going right past us.
Yeah.
And we were just hoping for a little bit of rain. But we did have a time there where the clouds kind of stayed over and kept it nice. That was when we were able to go to the lake.
That was last Sunday.
Yeah. Had some nice cloud cover, kind of cut that sun out. And it was really beautiful out there.
Now, I was thinking, I know Rockford's a state
Lake, yeah.
lake, but I guess Big Indian isn't.
It isn't? I thought it still was.
No,
Or I thought it was.
It never was. No. According to the nurse when I went to the doctor's office.
Oh, they never have made it a state lake?
No.
Okay.
It's a no wave. They can't jet ski on it. They can just put little boats on it.
Yeah.
She said something about wave. But
Well, I don't know how good it would be to go out there with a speedboat or something and make a lot of waves.
yeah. But no, it's maintained. I mean, by somebody.
Must be the county or somebody.
Evidently.
Well, that or maybe somebody local, but
Maybe the Blue River Agency or something.
that could be.
But it's not a state lake. I thought it was, but it's not.
Well, what is that unit?
Corps of Engineers.
Army Corps of Engineers, yeah.
That
Now,
might
they
be-
did some work on the Big Blue River down by Mom and Dad's.
That might be them doing the work out there, I don't know.
Well, or just they've hired somebody.
Yeah.
Could be, I don't know.
Some
We
of
don't
them-
know a lot of things, so we just sit here and talk about them
Yeah.
and tell you, we don't know. Our minister was down the other day, and I told him, I said, I had a hard time even thinking about it, even grieving my parents' death, because I knew where they go. I know they're in heaven, because they both believed in Jesus and that he is divine. He is, not was. And that is what is important, to be able to go to heaven or to be in Jesus' presence after death. And so I said, I know that they're up there and they're more, they're not sick anymore. Mom's Alzheimer's is gone. And Dad's congestive heart failure is gone. His other difficulties that he started developing, they're gone. They can get up and run around and just have a perfectly fine way of whatever they are doing. So I find it hard to, there's times I think about him and wonder if I could call and ask Mom something, or, talk to Dad about something. And then I realized, no, I can't do that anymore. We're the seniors in the family now. But it's just, yeah. And we know where we're going to be going, so. But it's just, it's something in your heart. Anyway, I didn't come here to preach, but he was down here, and we had a nice conversation with him.
Between him yelling and her yelling, it gets pretty.
Oh, we both get wound up.
Jeez.
But we're both on the same side,
Yeah.
but we get wound up. And my dad and I used to do that too, and Mom and Joe and them, they just go to the other room. I think now liable he'd stick in there with us. But
It's pretty loud.
I'm not yelling. My voice just gets louder
I know.
as I get more excited.
His voice carries too. Just,
Well, that's where I get it. Oh, you mean pastors?
yeah.
I was thinking of my dad. But yeah, pastors, he gets a little wound up, but we're having fun.
He still hasn't let himself watch Gladiator 2 yet.
Oh, yes. He liked Gladiator, and but
We told him a couple of things that happened in Gladiator 2.
and we shouldn't have,
Yeah.
because now he doesn't want to see it. But if there is a movie I would recommend to anybody, and that is the movie Arctic. It is not a religious movie, but it is a movie about one person caring for another. There's very little actual dialogue in it at all.
Hardly any talk.
And it's,
But the movie doesn't need it.
no, that's just it. It doesn't need it, because everything is so visible in their expression, especially in this guy who's been crashed there at some point in a plane. He's living in this crashed plane and been trying to leave markers for people to find him. And then this helicopter crashes, and there's only one survivor, and she's hurt. And so he is doing everything he can to keep her alive. And anyway, it is such a touching movie. I don't want to tell you any more about it, but it's just, you don't need the dialogue, and that's what's special about it.
We probably ought to wrap it up for the night.
Yeah, we've talked about just about everything but the kitchen sink.
We do appreciate you watching.
Yes, we do. And don't think that I don't want the request. I do. There might be some I have to say no to. This one I'm just finishing up now. Maybe I should not have done quite as much as I did. I know you wanted it rainy, and that was the part that was bothering me last time. But a landscape, I can do landscapes, certain kinds of landscapes, but this one just kind of kicked me.
Yeah, kind of stressed her out.
Yeah, but I'm glad I did it. I'm very glad I did it. I don't need that stress, that kind of stress. There's things that I'll be able to do now that I wasn't before because I did this one. It gave me some experience, so that part's good. So there's no reason to feel bad about it. Anyway, we love you. And we'll catch you tomorrow.
Have a good
Something
week.
else? Yes. Have a good week. There's your smile and your wave. Go share it with someone. And you might want to do it in the early morning or the evening when it's not quite so hot. Depending on where you live.
If you live in the Arctic, you don't have to worry about it being hot.
That's where Pastor wants to live. He wants to go to the Arctic or the Antarctic. I said, well, they got places to live in the Antarctic. You might want to. And they don't have penguins in the Arctic.